What is up, guys? So, with the new Titans trailer recently dropping in the show, not coming out too far in the future, it's going to come out later this year in the fall, I wanted to go over all the characters who have been confirmed for the first season, not characters who have been just speculated to appear, or characters who have been rumored to appear, or characters who I just want to appear. These are characters who are officially going to appear in the first season, only characters who have been actually confirmed by the people behind the show. I'm going to be going over main characters, recurring characters, as well as guest starring characters. Some of these characters might become main characters later in the second season. Also, there are certain characters who probably have not been confirmed yet, but will appear, but these are just the characters who have been confirmed. So without further ado, let's start the video with the main characters. So the first season of Titans actually only has 4 main characters, which is a little odd. Most TV shows have a lot more main characters than that, but I mean the previous 2 Titans TV shows also had just 4 or 5 main characters, so I guess it does make sense. And the 4 characters are the actual Titans, being Robin, Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy, where Cyborg is nowhere to be seen, at least until maybe either the end of the season or Doom Patrol. It's not confirmed he's going to appear in this season, but he is confirmed to appear in Doom Patrol, which is like the sequel or spin-off TV show to Titans, which is a little weird. I don't understand why he just doesn't appear in Titans. But the 4 main characters of this show are Robin, Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy. So I'm going to go over all of them, talk over their character descriptions and what they're going to be on this show and who they're going to be played by. Starting with Robin, aka Dick Grayson, played by Brenton Thwaites, and his character description reads: a former circus performer who, after his parents' death, was trained by Batman to fight crime as his sidekick. Now, in his adulthood, Dick becomes the leader of the Titans in his quest to step out from his mentor's shadow. So that is definitely a very comic accurate description of the character. The way we see him in the trailer is a lot less so. The fact that it says he's stepping out of his mentor's shadow is not emphasized enough in the character description, because it is very emphasized in the trailer. Like, he seems to have such disdain for Batman, it's nuts. But he's probably going to be he definitely is actually the main character of the show, or at least the main character, because all 4 of these characters are the main characters, but Robin is going to be the main character, like I said. So that is the first main character from the show, Dick Grayson, aka Robin. So the second character is Coriander Aka Starfire, played by Anna Diop, and her character description reads: an alien princess who, seeking asylum on Earth, comes into contact with the Titans. She has the ability to shoot energy bolts and fly. So again, that is a very comic accurate character description, but like Robin, and to a much bigger degree, Starfire does not seem like a very comic accurate character in terms of her appearance, at least, but this character description definitely is comic book accurate. I feel like she will be introduced in the 2nd or 3rd episode. She won't be on the Titans in the 1st episode, although I feel like the Titans by then will just be Robin and Raven, maybe Beast Boy, but Starfire will probably join in the 2nd or 3rd episode. So it says she has the ability to shoot energy bolts and fly, but in the trailer we see her shooting her energy bolts, and it's just fire, where in the comics it's supposed to be like green bolts of energy coming out of her hands, and in the show it seems like it's just fire, which is a little disappointing in my opinion. But that's the character description of Starfire. Again, she's definitely the most controversial character on the show, which is, I understand why, I definitely do. So moving on to the 3rd character, which is Raven, aka Rachel Roth, played by Tegan Croft. Raven's character description reads: a young and mystical empath who is the daughter of a demon and whose powers are driven by her emotions. Again, a very comic accurate character description, and it seems like Raven will definitely be more comic accurate than Starfire, and maybe even Robin at this point. Also, the season will heavily focus around Raven, because it seems like Trigon either will be the main villain of the season, or the season will lead up to the 2nd season having Trigon as the main villain. I think it'll be a little weird to just start off the show with the Titans facing their greatest threat yet. It's a little weird, so they might have somebody else as the main villain of the 1st season, and the 2nd season lead up to that, because even though we don't know who the main villain of the season is yet, this season, going off the trailer, going off the descriptions of characters who have not been confirmed, but like the casting calls of those characters, who I won't go over in this video because they're not confirmed characters, but a lot of those characters seem to be related to the Trigon storyline. So Trigon either will be the main villain of the season, or it will lead up to the 2nd season or 3rd season even being or having Trigon as a main villain, but this season will definitely focus heavily around Raven and her whole story, and that's really, Raven is what brings the Titans together. Going off the trailer, she goes to Robin to seek his help, and that probably leads to Beast Boy and Starfire coming along as well. So this season, again, will heavily focus around the character of Rachel Roth, aka Raven. The next character, and the last main character at least from the first season of Titans, is Garfield Loken, aka Beast Boy, played by Ryan Potter, and the character description reads, a teen who developed green skin and the ability to shapeshift into any animal as the side effects from a drug that cured him of the lethal disease, Sacudia, which is, again, a very comic-accurate character description. We'll just have to wait till the season comes out to see if this character is actually comic-accurate. He does seem comic-accurate. Just going off the trailer, he does have green skin, which is something the set photos, or at least in the set photos, he did not have. And going off this character description, he does shapeshift into any animal as a side effect of that drug, so that's definitely very comic-accurate, but we'll just have to wait and see if this is as comic-accurate as the character description portrays. And that's true for all of the characters of Titan Season 1, or at least the main characters from Robin, Starfire, Raven, and Beast Boy. So moving on to the recurring characters of Titans Season 1, and the first two characters are Hawk and Dove. Hawk, aka Hank Hall, played by Alan Ritchson, is an aggressive offensive bruiser who fights crime with his partner and girlfriend. Dove, aka Dawn Granger, played by Minky Kelly, a strategic defensive and lethal vigilante who fights crime with her partner and boyfriend, Hawk. So these two characters are two characters who I'm actually very excited to see in the first season, just going off the fact that their costumes look incredible, just as good as Robin's costume and much better than any other costume on the show, except obviously for Robin's costume. But also in the trailer, they look pretty badass. So these are two characters who I am excited to see in the first season. I'm a little disappointed they're just recurring characters, but who knows, maybe if they're really good, they're going to get bumped up to regulars or main characters in the second season. But these are definitely two characters who I'm very excited to see in the first season of Titans. The next character is a character named Amy Rohrbeck, and played by Lindsay Gort. This is a character that not a lot of people have heard of. In fact, I've actually never heard of this character until researching her for this exact video, but her character description, as well as who she is in the comics, definitely gives away a lot about this season, honestly, and that's the fact that she is a police detective who is the new partner of Dick Grayson. This confirms that Dick Grayson will be a police officer this season, which is following something that he did in the 90s, although very shortly, because of this exact character who discovered his identity and made him quit, although kept it secret. So I feel like that's something they're going to do on the show, where she discovers he is Robin, or maybe at that point he's going to be Nightwing, and because of that, she will keep his secret, but also make him resign, which I feel like will be a big plot point in the first season. So the last confirmed recurring character in Season 1, as well as 3 guest star characters in Season 1, are all characters who will be members of the Doom Patrol, characters who will actually be series regulars in the first season of Doom Patrol. And I already broke down all these characters in a previous video where I go over the Doom Patrol, where the Doom Patrol series was confirmed, and I went over all the characters going off their Titans character description. So if you want to know more about these characters, check out that video. The link will be in the top right corner of the video, as well as in the description down below. Those characters are Niles Caulder, aka Chief, played by Bruno Bisher, who is a lead doctor in medical science, who is the leader of the Doom Patrol, who will be a recurring character in this season. Then there are the 3 guest starring characters. One, Rita Farr, aka Elasti-Woman, played by April Bowlby, and her character description reads, a member of the Doom Patrol and former actress who developed the power to shrink and grow after being exposed to a toxic gas. Then there's Robot Man, aka Clifford Steele, played by Jake Michaels, who is a member of the Doom Patrol and former car racer whose brain was transplanted into a robotic body after an accident destroyed his body. And then the last character from the Doom Patrol that will be in this season is Negative Man, aka Larry Trainer, played by Dwayne Murphy, who is a member of the Doom Patrol and former pilot who crashed into negative energy and is now wrapped in bandages from head to toe. So if you want to know more about these characters, definitely click the link in the top right corner of the video and go to that video, and I do break them down a little bit more. The last 2 characters from this season are 2 characters who are very interesting additions to the show, and it's weird how they're going under the radar as guest characters and not like recurring or main characters, but I think both of these characters will either bump up to recurring characters in the second season, or maybe even main characters. The first character, who is Jason Todd, played by Curran Walters, I feel like will become a recurring character in the second season, and maybe even a main character. down the line on the show, depending on how long the show lasts. But Jason Todd has been cast for the first season, and he's guest starring role. Like I said, he's probably going to be in 1 or 2 episodes at most. There is an episode in the first season called Jason Todd. It's actually episode 7. That obviously is the episode where he will appear, an episode that will definitely surround him. I feel like that's a part of why Dick hates Batman so much at this point, is because he replaced him with Jason Todd. I feel like that's something they might do, even though that is completely Jason Todd's thing. That's what he does. And a part of why he hates Batman is because he was replaced so easily by Tim Drake. So that's definitely something that I hope they don't touch with Dick Grayson. But Jason Todd will appear in episode 7 called Jason Todd, which might actually be the episode where he dies, maybe, and he might come back in a future season as the Red Hood, which definitely is something that I would like to see. I would like to see the Red Hood return in a future season, but considering Robin just left Batman at the beginning of the season, like we see in the trailer, Jason Todd will probably just become Robin, as Robin is becoming Nightwing. And the final character in this video is a character who I definitely think will be bumped up to series regular next season, or at least recurring character, and definitely series regular in a future season, and that character is Donna Troy, aka Wonder Girl, played by Connor Leslie. This is a character who also has an episode titled after her. By the way, earlier I said I thought Starfire would appear in episode 2 or 3, and episode 3 is actually called Starfire, so that's definitely true. But getting back to Donna Troy, episode 9 is named after her, and I definitely think she'll be bumped up to series regular in the next season. She is a very, very prominent member of the Teen Titans. And so, in my opinion, I think she probably will join the Titans at a future season, and maybe even this season, because it's very possible she's appearing in the season. She has a whole episode named after her, so it's possible that by episode 9, Donna Troy actually does join the Titans and becomes a member of this version of the Titans. So that is every character that will appear in season 1 of Titans, or at least characters that have been confirmed. There are certain characters who probably will appear that have not been confirmed, as well as characters who have been confirmed but only as casting calls, and I'm not including those, or I didn't include those because those characters only have character descriptions and not actual names. So let me know, out of all these characters, which character are you most excited for, or which character are you the most skeptical about? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.